Maybe.
Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? How are ya? Thinker here with you again for The Ultimate Fighter. We are already 6 episodes into this season of the show, and I am very excited for tonight's episode. Glad to be back with you, coming on a little bit early to celebrate our 500 subscriber accomplishment. I don't know what you'd say, milestone, but either which way, whatever you call it, 500 subscribers to the Yama channel. Very happy that that is the case. You know, Chase, my last week's fights co-host, just reached that same milestone a night or two ago, and I was very happy for him. So glad that I was able to push my way into the same stratosphere. You know, the highest of the high, 500 subscribers, of course. Mr. Beast, look out. But yeah, no, it is very cool. It's very awesome to have that level of support. You know, we're still just starting out, it feels like, but been doing it for a while, so, you know, nice to see that catch up a little bit. And new stuff always being developed and in development. I have been running around, working hard. Today took a little bit of a break from all of that. I think I might be overworking myself just a little bit. Have to rest and recharge every once in a while. But I'm here for The Ultimate Fighter now, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. So hopefully there'll be something interesting on this episode of the show, because I feel like this season has been a gross underutilization of Chael and DC as far as entertainment goes. The fighters really haven't been kicking up too much dust in the house. You know, they're not really going at each other in any real legitimate way, at least not yet. We've seen a couple of little minor dust ups here and there, but nothing too major. You know, no real knockdown drag outs just yet. So between the house being sort of boring and Chael and DC not really doing anything overly funny, I feel like we're not really getting too much out of this season aside from potentially good fights. We've had a couple of decent ones. I wouldn't say that we've had any fights yet that have been like, oh my God, that's a world ender type of deal, you know? Like, that was the most amazing shit I've ever seen on Tough kind of thing. Haven't seen that yet, but we have had some good ones. A couple of good performances for sure. A couple of good spirited competitions. So hopefully tonight is going to be another one of those. We'll see. Who knows? Always something new coming around the corner when it comes to The Ultimate Fighter. Zach Lenos, congratulations on the True 500 Yam. Appreciate you, brother. Yes, indeed. Feels like it was a tough hill to climb, but we have gotten there. Chase beaten us to the punch by mere hours. Mere hours, it feels like, and I think that it actually was. But, you know, that's all right, too, because Chase is a hard-working man who deserves it as well. So, yeah, we're neck and neck now. This is what's going to happen on the show. We've been talking about this, me and Chase. We've got a couple of ideas as to like what we might want to do on the show for like some engagement, incentive-y kind of stuff. And I think that we're working, you know, some things out there. But one thing that you can already do is when I mean, a lot of people are already subscribed, right? So I guess it's not for everybody, but if you are new to the podcast, if you listen to us to the point where we do our predictions for the upcoming weeks, you go and subscribe to the person that you think is more correct. That's, I think, a good way to do it. We might also do it where, if since Chase and I simulcast the podcast to both channels, you can go and like the video on whoever you think is the more correct in their predictions, on their channel. That's a couple of the minor ideas that we've been having. We've been, again, cooking up a whole lot behind the scenes. We've got some possible sponsorship stuff that might come through. Don't want to speak too loudly on that just yet, but we're in talks in a couple of places. So always onwards and upwards, and 500 subscribers is certainly one way to make that more of a reality. So thank you very much, Zach. I appreciate it. You've been doing it for 2 years and you're almost at 1,000. That's what's up, man. Yeah. I think that Yama has been going now for probably about 2 years as well, I would say. I mean, like, not full on, full blast. I think the podcast is about a year old, so I would say that maybe that's like the true start of like everything that we've really been doing. But we've been doing watch-alongs for probably about a year and a half, I would say, something like that. So yeah, it takes a while, and I love doing it, so it's really not too much of a chore for me to stick around doing that. And I'm very lucky to have Chase and to have Vitz King, who both enjoy it as well. So it's going to happen as it will, and I'm here for the ride, man. It has already allowed me to do a lot of cool stuff that I wouldn't have otherwise had the opportunity to do. Doing the commentary for Real Cage Fighting has been really cool, and something that I hope that I can do more of. And just, like allowing a platform to get the thoughts on the sport out is something that I'm very grateful for. So I appreciate every one of the 500 of y'all who have subscribed to the channel. I appreciate Myanmar as well for subscribing to Chase and his influx of Myanmar and neighboring countries. It's pretty awesome. Like, legitimately, no irony there. I mean, it's pretty amazing that you can have that kind of a connection. Potentially a lot of people who might not even speak the language just vibing with Chase like that. I think it's an amazing thing. Yours is gaming, so different niche. Just keep grinding, brother. Yeah, no, gaming I think is even more tough sometimes. I used to stream. I was doing gaming streaming for quite some time, so I can understand that grind. It depends on what you play and like how like what your personality is like, and what like your skill level. Like, there's a lot of different factors that go into gaming streaming. So keep up the good fight, man. And now that I know that that you stream as well, I'll have to subscribe to your channel. I got to the way that I have it set up right now, it's not going to be easy for me to navigate to it, but I will come back to the VOD, and I will definitely give you a sub, my friend. Rick Allen, what's up? Is Alligator Alcatraz close to your house? Can you do your next stream from Alligator Alcatraz? I have not heard of Alligator Alcatraz. What is that? Are you talking about Gatorland? Because Gatorland is an awesome... can you even call Gatorland a theme park? I guess, yeah, in the strictest of terms, you can call Gatorland a theme park. I have not been to Gatorland probably since I was maybe like 5 or 6 years old. Like, I was a real young kid when I went to Gatorland, but that's how long that shit has been going on, man. Gatorland has been around forever. All right, so Alligator Alcatraz is not Gatorland. You're saying I have to Google this? Making me do alligator-related homework, but we do have the time for it, so let's see here. What is Alligator Alcatraz? Alligator... Oh, yeah. Wow. Even before I typed in all of Alligator Alcatraz does come up. So what is this? Oh, no. Cops in the form of alligators. Trump visits Florida's Alligator Alcatraz. Oh, dear God. What is happening? Oh, no. This is a migrant detention facility located in the Florida wetlands, built in 8 days, and will include 3,000 beds. This is a... Are they really housing illegal migrants in a place that is surrounded by alligators? Do they really have... This is some sick shit, dude. Is this real? This is like we are living in satire right now. Like this is like some shit that you'd come up with like back when I was doing Haddock News. Like this is the type of shit that we'd come up with. This is what you need, Trump said. A lot of bodyguards and a lot of cops in the form of alligators. Bro, this is some fucking wacky shit, dude. The president then quipped about the dangers. I wouldn't want to run through the Everglades for long. Yes, that is true. You would not want to be running through the Everglades for long. So they basically built a migrant housing facility in the middle of the Everglades so that they could be surrounded by alligators. That's, man, I'm telling you, dude, we live in a fucking bizarro world right now. Like, you know, it's amazing to me. So, like, I shout out to Tracy Cortez, right? Like, I think that it is pretty amazing what you see in the sport of MMA, to bring it back to MMA, right? You see a lot of people in this sport who are supportive of the current political regime, right? Because I don't understand it, but for whatever reason, our president has this big cult of personality surrounding him. Now, I think that there are probably some legitimate reasons to be supportive in very select instances, maybe. You know, broken clocks are right twice a day kind of thing. But it's wild to me that you have such a variety of different ethnic backgrounds in the sport of MMA that are supportive of the regime. Specifically, a lot of the Hispanic fighters. You know, Henry Cejudo was a big Trump supporter early on in the campaign. I think that Cejudo was out there stumping for Trump at one time. Jorge Masvidal, a little bit different, being Cuban. Cubans are traditionally very conservative, and they have their own reasons for that. But even still, I mean, either way, even still, like, I think that it now is a little bit tough to rationalize that with what we have going on in this country when it comes to what would seem to be massive violations of the Fourth Amendment when it comes to people just being rounded up. I mean, like, there's a lot of ins and outs with it. I don't want to get too deep into all of that. It just seems to me that, like, to be in support of, like, people being rounded up in any capacity, right? People would say, oh, well, they're illegal. They're here illegally. I don't like the idea of there being, like, hit squads that are just going out and ransacking places looking for people, which is really what it seems like, hunting people down. Also, massive oversteps when it comes to that. Like, I'm not even talking about just due process. I'm talking about just going, like, trampling over basic rights that should be afforded to any human being, and throwing the Constitution out the window kind of thing, which seems to be what they're doing often here. So it's very wild to me. So I was very happy to see that Tracy Cortez at least spoke up a little bit about that. You know, because it's like you've got Mexican fighters that are just out there shaking Trump's hand while he's actively deporting their brothers and sisters. It seems very strange to me. But so yeah, alligator Alcatraz is some pretty sick shit. And to you know, I mean, the other thing too with that is, like, I feel like we're in an odd situation now where it's like just people are very callous and very open about their lack of humanity. Like, there are people who would be, like, supporting that, like, oh, how based is that? How funny is that you have people being housed in a facility out in the Everglades surrounded by alligators? Like, if that was in satire, it would be funny for how absurd it is. But, like, because it's real life, how can you fuck with that? How can you fuck with that? Like, people actually being put in legitimate, like, peril that way, surrounded by wild animals in order to keep them as prisoners, essentially, before being shipped off to some country that they may or may not even be needing to go back to as far as what the law says. Because now birthright citizenship, that's up for debate. Citizenship by marriage, up for debate. I mean, like, they're fucking narrowing the funnel as to how you can even be here legally at this point. Like, they just want everybody out of this fucking country. Like I had to do some stuff today, actually. Like funny coincidence there. Like I was doing something today that like where they asked me, "Are you a citizen of the United States?" And I was like, I mean, as of right now, I think so. I was born here. Is that enough? Is that enough anymore? I don't know. Nav, what's up, brother? Good to see you, Andy. Trump has a place in the UFC because of the early days he got Dana booked in New York and New Jersey. Yes, of course he does for those reasons. And I completely understand his relationship with Dana White. That makes perfect sense. And Dana will always trumpet him and champion him. And I don't really even see too much of a problem with that because him and Dana are very similar. They are very much, if you fuck with me, I fuck with you. That's why, like, I think that if you want to have a good reason for all of these people who are of, communities that are getting a little bit overreached upon under the current regime, it could probably be because they want to cozy up to the man in charge so that they're not on the hit list. Because I guarantee you that Trump is the type of president that, like, if you are an illegal immigrant, but you're like, bro, I may not be here legally, but I support you, though. He'd be like, he's a good guy. He may have come illegally. So many people do. So many of them come illegally, but this man right here, he's one of the good ones. Immediately writes up the pardon. You know what I'm saying? And Dana's the same way. It's like, talk about company men and women. Like, if you toe the party line, you are in. So I think that's why a lot of the fighters do it, for sure. You don't want to be caught being one of the dissenting voices. That does not go over well with the boss. And if you're not in with the boss, things don't go good for you. We know how this goes. You talk about playing politics. This sport is as political as it fucking gets. I mean, I don't want to get too deep into it, but I can tell you some stuff even within the local and regional MMA communities that, like, politics plays the hugest parts in, man. Like, there are cities that you can't do shows in if you're from this organization, or this guy said doesn't like this guy, so then they can't work together and stuff like that. So the politics I do understand, but it's hard. What I don't get about it is being able to rationalize in your own mind supporting what's going on politically right now. Like, that's this alligator Alcatraz shit. Like, to be sitting there gleefully laughing about something like that is it's just pretty sick shit to me, man. Like, I can't like, I don't know, bro. Like, that's have some fucking humanity, have some compassion, Is your landlord cool or annoying? That's a good question. My landlord's actually pretty cool. Yeah, I get along pretty well with the property management people. The only thing that I don't fuck with them is that part of my agreement is that I have to pay for repairs that they deem caused by me, which I know. I can already hear the furious typing. Bro, you're renting. How are you paying for repairs? Blah, blah, blah. Trust me, there are other elements of the rental process that make it worthwhile. I understand that is not common. But it is very annoying to get like a $200 bill for somebody fixing a garbage disposal when you see the guys working on it and it's just like, all right, yeah, there's just something stuck in there kind of thing. That I don't fuck with. But other than that, they are pretty fucking cool. I have not had any problems with the landlords. I'm in pretty good. Like, I've lived here in this place that I live right now. This is like the second longest place that I've ever lived. Since being out of my parents' house or whatever. And the reason that I stay here is because it's overall a very, very pleasant living experience. Why did you break the garbage disposal, though? I don't know. I didn't break it on purpose. I certainly, I don't know how it got broken because I don't use that bitch. That's what bothered me. Like, I think I've turned that garbage disposal on maybe 3 or 4 times the entire time that I've lived here. And all of a sudden the sink is getting backed up and I'm just like, why is this happening? How could this be happening? I have barely ever touched the garbage disposal. Called them up, came out, fixed it right away. Like, they're definitely prompt with that shit. But like, I'm getting to the point where I'm thinking about not even like calling them for repairs, because if they're going to charge me $200 for something that I can get, my buddy to do for 50, or for a pack of fucking, beer or whatever, like, buy the dude a 6-pack kind of thing, then why am I ever calling these guys for any of that kind of stuff? So I don't know. That's the only thing that's been annoying. But other than that, they've been super cool. They've been really cool. Rick Allen, when shall we have our battle, bro? Rick Allen, you know, you're racking up so many combatants over here. The line is going to be around the block to fight you. I think that you should do like an old school Pride style tournament where it's just a one night tourney. Everybody fights you. Maybe that's how you do it, though. Rick Allen can be the final boss. All of your enemies have to fight each other to get to you. I like that. Me and Vitz, John can fight Arrogant Savage. Didgeridoo Dave can fight, I don't know, whoever else you have beef with. We'd have to break it down a little bit more. John Dong, what weight class you fighting in? Because me and Vitz would be, you know, the weight would be a little bit of an unfair advantage on my side, I would think. Vitz could probably kick my ass, though, still. Vitz is strong, dude. Actually, I want to tell you something about Vitz King real quick. That dude has upper body strength that you would not fucking believe. Because when we were, like, there was one time we were chilling, right? And, like, I was telling him I was in the gym at the time. Gonna get back in the gym, I fucking promise. But so don't get on my case about not being in the gym right now. Because trust me, I am already on my own case about it. But we were chilling and we were talking about being in the gym, and I was saying how like I want to be able to get my reps up as far as pull-ups go, because like I've always had a problem with getting pull-ups going. Like I still have to use the assist on that or whatever. So I'm trying to build my upper body strength to the point where I can do pull-ups. This motherfucker Vitz King busted out pull-ups overhand and underhand. I was like, bro, there was like a beam above us where we were chilling. I'm like, can you do it? He's like, I think I could probably still do a pull-up, though. And mind you, this guy has not worked out in a while either. But I'm like, bro, really? You think you can do, like, a legitimate pull-up? This dude grabs the beam and just easy. Just easy. Able to bust out a pull-up. Underhand. I'm like, all right. Underhand, that's impressive. Pull-ups are impressive, period, to me. But I was like, okay, underhand, that's one thing. I was like, can you do overhand, though? Motherfucker switches hand position and just cranks out an overhand. I'm like, wow. So don't get it twisted. You think that Vitz King, yeah, Vitz King is a short king. That is true. That is true. He is on the smaller side, but that dude is fucking strong. So I just wanted to put that out there for anybody who was thinking that they could fuck with my boy. Try it out and see what happens. John, you're on the smaller side, weighing 160 right now. Okay. All right. So you're fighting basically lightweight. Yeah, Vitz would probably be about that. So maybe John Dong and Vitz end up getting matched up. I'd probably be more Arrogant Savage. I would suspect anyway, based on what he's told me. I think he's even bigger than me, though. Maybe him and Didgeridoo Dave could fight each other, and I'm looking for the opponent. I'm clocking in probably about 178 right now, maybe 180. So, you know, I'm pulling welter / middleweight right now. Vitz has strength, but he has never read a book in his life, and fighting is also about IQ. He would lose. Ah, man. You know, look, I can't speak to Vitz's reading habits. I would say that I'm probably more of the reader out of the two of us, and I'm not that big of a reader myself. So, but there are certainly books that I want to read and have on the reading list. But Vitz is pretty smart though, bro. Like don't get that twisted either. Vitz is a pretty intelligent guy. There's a reason he's the king. 160 pounds, isn't that small, fatty? God damn, dude. Depends on how tall you are. Shut up, Rick Allen. What the fuck are you weighing in at? Oh, you're weighing at your bantamweight? Okay. But how tall are you again? You gotta remind me over here. Pull up and chin up are my most favorite workouts. Bro, if you can bust them out consistently, you are on God tier status, because they are not easy. Vitz King keeps biceps strong from stroking his beard. Andy, facts, brother. Facts. That is a whole lot of beard and a whole lot of stroking. You're 5'9" and you're fighting at bantamweight. Yeah, I guess that's pretty fair. That is a pretty in shape physique, I would say, for 5'9". So yeah, maybe John Dong. Are you working out, John? I guess that's the question. You're 5'9" too. You and Rick are indeed similar. John, I know that you're the same person, brother. I don't understand why you are keeping up this facade, but I will play along. You see, I'm with it. It's okay. I'll go with it. Because John is an American from Minnesota, and Rick is an angry Toronto Canadian. But I believe that they are the same person, and those things are not that different. And if you're both 5'9", come on, dude. You got to give up the ghost at some point. You got to give up the ghost. We're not similar, bro. You're fat compared to me. I have a normal body weight index. Okay. But are you working out, though? John, you're working out? All right, right on. Good for you. Because if you're 160 and if you're 5'9", 160 and that's muscle, then I mean, shit, bro, you're solid. That's a beastly physique at that point. 160 pure muscle, 5'9", that's pretty fucking. That's pretty good. You do weighted chin-ups, body weight plus 65 pounds. Motherfucker. Bro, you must be in good shape then. You must have fucking ridiculous upper body. Your upper body must be cut, brother. Congratulations. I'm trying to get like you. MMA isn't about who works out, bro. I can use my IQ to knock that fool out. Okay, John. Yeah, fight IQ is definitely a big part of it, but let's not get it twisted, my guy. Come on. It does help to be muscular. It also helps with your cardio. I mean, not muscularity doesn't help with your cardio, but being athletic helps with your cardio. You can be a extremely high IQ dude and be big country Roy Nelson in 2025. I don't think that you're hanging with the killers in MMA. This isn't a bodybuilding contest, bro. This is MMA, and you would be getting KO'd stiff. Please. All right, brother. Not really muscular, though. Pretty skinny. I mean, 160 at 5'9", though. I mean, where's the weight? If you're pretty skinny, I mean, like, because, yeah, I mean, 5'9", that weight, I mean, you got to be carrying some weight somewhere. I mean, what, you got, like, thick legs or some shit? There's got to be some distribution going on there. Because, I mean, if we're talking bantamweight, you know what I mean? Like that size, I mean, we've seen 5'9" bantamweights. And those dudes are fucking rails. So, I mean, you know, we're talking like going up into like featherweight territory there too. I mean, like I'm saying, you gotta be carrying that 160 on the frame somewhere. You have a muscular back, but if you looked at me from the front, I don't look that strong. Oh, okay. All right. I got you. Well, I mean, then you just got to train the other muscles to even yourself out a little bit, you know? We got 3 minutes till the show starts, by the way. Just keeping myself on point here. Keeping myself honest. Let's see if we got a start screen yet. Oh, we do have a start screen. All right. Let's get that going. Hold, please. Let me get this worked out. Why is it black? Please work correctly. Ah, there we go. All right, we're good. We are good. He carries all that weight in his bum, bro, because he's a gay. Jesus Christ, Rick Allen. What do you know about it? The gay guys like that big bum? I mean, I'm sure that if they are interested in that, then you know, that's power to them, I guess. Power bottom to them. I mean, I would think that it takes one to know one is something that someone could say to a statement like that, but not me. Not thinker. I'm a nice guy. I would say I'm one of the nicer guys when it comes to this MMA shit. This MMA commentary shit. I try to treat people with respect. I try. You know, occasionally we joke. We make jokes here and there. I can take a joke about myself as well. My brother is strong as shit though. He weighs about 180 and does body weight plus 90 pounds when he does chin-ups. Jesus, bro. I mean, how could your arms not be cut off of that? Like if you're doing that consistently. Must be diet, John. Maybe you need to adjust your diet a little bit. Bro, didn't you go shake that ass in the Florida Pride parades this weekend? I did not know that it was Pride this weekend, but I'd be down there supporting. I mean, I wouldn't be out there in assless chaps, perhaps, but bro, I have worked in live entertainment for a long time, or I had worked in live entertainment for a long time in my past. I've worked with many, many gay individuals. Always cool. I mean, take that back. Not always cool, but just like anybody else, cool, uncool. You get the entire spectrum. People are people. Treat people with respect. All right, show is started. DAV on the screen here. I'll give you your sync point in just a second here. All right, your sync point is an ESPN original series. The Ultimate Fighter is underway, people. Lots of repetition, and you need to build it up over time. That is definitely facts. But also adjusting your diet might help with that. Up your protein intake. Cut down on carbs. Fruits and vegetables. Heavy on the vegetables. You got to have so much discipline for that, bro. That I respect people who can like really keep their diet under control, because that's a level of commitment that is really tough. And like for me, like I don't even care too much about what I eat. Like I'm not a big food person. Like I'm not a foodie. Like I don't really even like the fact that I have to eat. But like my thing is that I like convenience. So I'm often eating like chips and crackers and things like that, unhealthy shit, bunch of carbs, because I just like that I can grab it and go. I don't like to have to prepare food very much. Not a big cook. Oh, are we going to finally get the showdown between these two Brazilian guys on this episode? These Brazilians have been jawing at each other. That was the little setup they've been doing. Oh yeah, we both eat pretty healthy for the most part. He does a much better job of tracking his calories. Yeah, if you can calorie count, bro, that's another level of commitment that's like insane to me. Like if you're out there with the phone doing like calorie counting or like meal prepping, like I that's some G shit, dude. I give you a lot of respect for that. Maybe your brother can help you with that. What are the closest fast food options to your place? I have around me not many actually. You'd think that there would be more where I live, but there really aren't that many. I have a McDonald's that's close. I've got a PDQ's, which is like a chicken place. I'll occasionally get grilled chicken from there. There's a Wendy's not too far from me, and and then the greatest burger that like if aside from Jack in the Box, which is my favorite fast food, but the greatest burger that we have is called Backyard Burger. That's close to my place too. There's not that many of them left, but Backyard Burger is delicious. That's the one out of those that I named that I'll occasionally like let myself have. But I don't eat fast food that much. I very, very rarely eat fast food. And when I do, like I'll have Wendy's on the days that I got to go into the gig, and I generally just get a salad. Like I've tried, because like I said, I'm not a big food person, so like I'm not like tempted by food very much. I don't like sweets all that much, so really like it's not that hard for me to not eat terribly, except for the convenience factor. This Kazakh dude is giving gifts out over here. Oh, I guess these were the dudes that fought last time. That's nice. Yeah, that's the yeah. For Beck. Yeah, that's some good sportsmanship right there. That's what I'm saying. This is why the Ultimate Fighter is boring now, is because all these dudes are too nice. And like, trust me, the sportsman in me that loves sportsmanship and fair play and all that, like, I appreciate that they're not out here being complete assholes, but at the same time, like, if you want reality television, this is not exactly like edge of your seat reality TV. If convenience is your issue, just make food that's easy to make. Like I'll get chicken and ramen from Aldi's and have that all day. I do ramen pretty regularly, but like ramen is still not great. You know, ramen is still carbs and salt and shit, you know? Then you can also get Greek yogurt and cottage cheese. I don't like Greek yogurt, bro. I have tried Greek yogurt. That's one that, like, I can't really do. Like, what I'll do now, what I've been doing, is just celery and ranch, which I know ranch is not great, but if all you're eating is celery and ranch, then, you know, I'm kind of like, maybe it evens out a little bit. But I'll just do like a full day of just celery and ranch. Like, that's what I did the last couple of days, and that was actually working out pretty good. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of cottage cheese, not a huge fan of Greek yogurt. I like regular yogurt, but that's just like candy. Oh, these Brazilians are going at it. Let's go. I'm so scared. All right, maybe a little bit of actual tension on this episode would be nice. Why is it two Brazilians that are going at each other? I like that they're going at each other in English too. I appreciate that. That's funny. Nobody scare you. And then if you want snacks, eat stuff like bananas or cashews. They taste good. Yes, I will do nuts. Nuts I will do pretty regularly. Yeah, I do mixed nuts. I do cashews. I like cashews, almonds, and pistachios a lot. Almonds I like are the least of those. I like pistachios a lot. Pistachios are my favorite. Ramen is usually the only food you have that's high in calories. Then yeah, I mean, I guess you are doing pretty good then if that's the case. I'll do also baby carrots and hummus a lot. That's one that I like. Have you tried mixing cottage cheese with something that makes it taste better? I have not, and only because I don't particularly care for the texture of cottage cheese. It's weird, and it's just like, if I'm gonna, I don't want to have to force myself to eat food. You know what I mean? Like, there are better options, I think, than having to like force yourself. Like I said, baby carrots, celery. I like broccoli a lot. Cauliflower. I like tomatoes, so occasionally I'll just take a can of tomatoes and like mix in some like other stuff with that. You know, just like a little bit of cheese and some tomatoes sometime will be good. I can eat tomatoes straight, honestly. Like, you know, if salted tomatoes out of the can, like, granted you're getting the sodium from that, but, you know. Oh, they're having a Brazil off over here, people. He says he's from the favelas, and this dude's like, I don't give a fuck. Oh, these dudes are just jawing at each other. You're a playboy, not a bad boy. Okay. I like that. I like that as trash talk, though. That's not bad. So I guess this guy is not from the favelas. He's like from the rich part of Brazil. Hey, there's the Vitz King. What's up, brother? Wish I was watching some Tough? Bro. We could have worked it out, man. We could have worked it out. The schedule is crushing me right now, bro. We miss you. We were just talking about you. I was singing your praises on this very stream about 10 minutes ago. Yeah, no, I feel you, bro. I feel you, dude. Trust that we miss you very much. Everybody has been talking about it. I talk about it. The chat talks about it. Everybody's asking, where's the Vitz King? They miss you. I miss you. It's breaking my heart right now. You think I want to have to shoulder this burden all on my own? Nah, man. But we do miss you, brother. We definitely do. We do. We want you back. So we'll get that worked out as soon as we can, hopefully. In fact, we need to do some other work, you know, on the stuff that's going to get you more time off. Currently just shitting on the company dime. That's what's up, though. That is what's up, though. Always do that. Hey, Rosenami Yunus and Raquel Pennington. Yes, absolutely. But I'm glad that things are going well for you if you have to be on the schedule that you're currently on. As long as you're enjoying it, you know, Yama's not going anywhere, brother. I promise you that. That's a promise. We are just getting started. Did you see, Vitz King, that we just reached 500 subs? Just today. So this is also a celebration stream, you know? We're celebrating. Very happy about that. Very cool. Very nice milestone that we've reached. They're showing the little highlights from Rocky on The Ultimate Fighter. So how crazy is that Raquel Pennington lost on The Ultimate Fighter and then went on to be a champion in the organization? Keep that in mind. I'll also eat peanut butter straight out of the jar throughout the day, like maybe 1 or 2 teaspoons or tablespoons per day, but I don't eat too much of that. Yeah, I do that too, John, actually. That's that's not a bad deal either. Peanut butter is really like dense in calories, and so a little bit goes a long way, so you don't want to go overboard with it. But yeah, like I'm lucky with that too, because I don't like peanut butter all that much. Like I'm okay with it with other stuff, but like I'm not like crazy about it. So like 1 or 2 tablespoons is like all I need for the day, and like that'll give you just enough calories to like get you by. So yeah, that's what I was doing. You actually just nailed it. Like I was doing celery and ranch and globs of peanut butter pretty much. That was working out pretty good. If you're trying to cut weight, that's a good way to do it. You know? Because you can eat as much celery as you want throughout the day, bro. That stuff, you just get those little like packs of them, you know, those like pre-cut packs. Pop those things all day long. Fuck yeah, fuck the non-believers. Hell yeah, dude. The non-lovers, yep, fuck them all. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. Big honk, I forgot Raquel was the champ. She was. It was brief, but she certainly was. So was Rose. 2 champs. 2 lady champs over here. Maybe you can look into getting clear whey protein. Yeah, I've thought about whey protein before too. You can basically buy that powder, mix it with water, and it tastes good. Yeah, I have thought about that. When I get back into the gym, I'm going to want to up my protein intake for sure. But right now, I'm not going to be using the protein. It's just going to sit. So I need to get myself back into a fucking solid gym routine. Trust that is on the agenda. I promise you that. I have not stopped thinking about it. Like I'm so goddamn busy right now. It's unreal. Ex Victoria coming in on Kick. Hello. Welcome. Are you watching The Ultimate Fighter? Watching people take Rose down. Sure, a lot of guys would like to be in that position. Hi-oh. What's good? What is good is that we have just reached 500 subscribers on YouTube, and we're watching The Ultimate Fighter, and I am loving life right now. That's what's good. What's good with you? How are you? Raquel doing the transition. You know, okay. I'm not trying to diss Raquel Pennington, okay? That's not what I'm trying to say here. But how many times do we have to see people drill in that same exact thing that she was just doing? I swear to God, I've seen them drilling that transition, doing the headlock into the back control, like time and time again on this show. This is like, I feel like every person who comes in as a guest coach, like wasn't Matt Serra doing the exact same thing last episode? I want to believe that was the case. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I swear to God, I feel like I've seen that from like every coach. It's like, if you're in this position, all you got to do is just transition over to here and you got their back now. It's like, yeah, like we know, we get it. I'm sure that those fighters get it too. But it is dope to have Raquel Pennington and Rose Namajunas on the show. Like I said, I love Rose. I have a lot of affection for Rose. I think that she is a sweet, sweet woman who is a victim of circumstance in a lot of ways. And I always wish the best for Rose. Raquel too. Raquel's cool. Both champions, as a big onk conveniently forgetting. But they are champs. Don't get it twisted. When are we going to see these Brazilian dudes actually fucking put hands on each other? That's what I want at this point. They're in the hot tub. This is another thing about The Ultimate Fighter, ladies and gentlemen. How many times do we have to hang out with dudes chilling in hot tubs? I don't know. I like it's, as I said, no homophobia. Obviously these dudes, I'm not trying to put that on them or anything. I just don't need to hang out with dudes in hot tubs. It's just not what I need in my life. Have I met any fighters IRL? I legitimately just did commentary last Sunday with Bulletproof Troop, who is he's the heavyweight champion of Lights Out Extreme Fighting, and he is also a pro wrestler. So, yeah, met him. Got a picture with Mark Coleman, the Hammer, from when I was at UFC Tampa. Met Dean Thomas. Met Michael Bisping. I mean, I wouldn't say that like I didn't have like long conversations with him, but got to, take a picture, shake a hand kind of thing. Cody Gibson is a good friend of mine. Also, shout out to the Tough Boys, of course. Cody, Ultimate Fighter contestant, finalist, great dude. One of my favorite people in this sport, Cody Gibson. Who else? But yeah, I mean, as far as IRL goes, trying to think of any of the other ones. I mean, like I have like, if we're talking like UFC level, like maybe not as many besides that, but I've had like a lot of interactions with them. And my buddy Brandon Rivers is a former fighter. So yeah, I mean, like if you're talking like UFC level fighters, I've interacted with a good amount of them. But I haven't necessarily like hung out with a lot of them. What I've always said too is that like I don't have any grand desire to be like very close with the fighters. And I know that sounds counterintuitive, but like I feel like being that I do commentary on the MMA world, that having a healthy distance from it keeps me a little bit more objective. Because, you start getting close with people and then like, you soften up your opinions. You start, kind of holding back or adjusting and manipulating your thoughts and stuff. But, I don't want to, so I don't want to be that way. I want to always be honest with you guys with how I feel about stuff. Done shitting. Got to go. Have a good stream. Vitz King, have a great rest of your night at work, brother. We miss you. We miss you, Vitz. Come back to us soon, Vitz. Tired of doing this shit by myself. But I love y'all. I love hanging out with y'all. Obviously that. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you always. Also appreciate that Victoria's got cool little emotes that she posted that actually showed up in the chat. A little dancing around over here. That little dog in the fire. This is fine. Hell yeah. All right, commercial break number 1. But yeah, so anyway, just to wrap up that point though, John, that's actually also one of the reasons that I've not done interviews on the channel. I kind of shy away from doing interviews because I don't want to, first of all, I don't want to become like the interview guy. Like I've never wanted to be that. Like that's not my aim with being like with what I do. I'm a commentator. I comment. I'm a streamer. I'm on the YouTube side of things more than I'm on the MMA side of things in the Venn diagram. You know what I mean? But obviously I cover MMA and love MMA. So I understand like having a foot in both worlds, so to speak. So that's one of the reasons why I like don't go down like doing the interview thing. Cause like, Cody and I have talked about that at times before, and he definitely like, I want to get him on the channel. I just don't want to like have it be like, hey everybody, I'm here with my guy, Cody Gibson. Cody, tell me all about your fights and your life and stuff like that. Like, it's just, I'd rather it be like a more organic conversation. Just kind of like chatting, maybe doing like a watch along. Like how we would like to do it. Me and Vitz King have talked about that before. What we'd really like to do is just have fighters over like, and just IRL with us chilling on the couch watching fights. That would be the most fun because then there's no pressure to do interview style stuff. There's no pressure to have them be inauthentic, literally just hanging out with the bros, watching fights like we always do. That's what I like. So anyway, I hope that answers your question, even though you didn't ask all of that. Yo, Keanu Reeves is over here with some AI. He's fighting himself. Keanu Reeves is beating himself up right now with Fire Fist. What is this commercial? This is some wild shit. Precision AI? Oh, Palo Alto Networks. Okay, whatever. Not a sponsor. I have no idea what they do, but I guess they do something with AI. Is AI taking all of the jobs, people? Are we worried about AI? Are you out there worried about your job with AI? I think John Dong was saying he was trying to get into AI as a career. Probably smart. If you can't beat him, join him. I'm not super worried about it yet for my gig, but I can understand people being concerned about it. I think that AI is going to be one of those things that's just going to, we're going to have to see how it actually like manifests itself in our daily lives. But like all these tech fucking weirdos saying that like people aren't going to have to do any job soon. Like, yeah, no, I would not believe that. Unless you want AI music and art and shit just dominating your lives. That's another reason why, look, I'm not saying that you should or should not subscribe. I'll always subscribe to the channel, right? Obviously, I appreciate all of the subscribers. But, like, I would think that, like, if you are a human being and enjoy actual humans, like, presenting you with information, then, like, support actual human channels. Like, I am a flesh and blood human being here. There is no AI going on this channel. I do all of my editing myself. I do all of the voiceovers, the recording. Everything is all done by a human being. I would think that there's something valuable in that as opposed to just consuming AI slop like some people just seem to be okay with. Why is the audio? The audio is not synced up now for some reason. Oh, Ed Herman. He is a former UFC fighter. The audio is way out of sync right now, though. Hold on. I'm going to pause this real quick and restart this just real quick just to see if it fixes the audio. All right, I paused it for just a brief second there. I think this might be on the feed side. Damn, yeah, they're way out of sync. Yeah, I'll never forget Ed Herman because he was in that weird ass fight where he got fouled or was like pretending he got fouled, and then like Tyone took a point or didn't take a point, and then like it was like if that is the thing that ends the fight, that's going to be wild. All I remember is Ed Herman was in some random wacky ass situation, and it was very weird. Yeah, I've been trying to find an AI job, but I think it's going to be way too hard to do that. I mean, not if you're qualified, bro. Like, if you're only applying to jobs through, like, job application boards and stuff, start calling up the actual companies themselves. Like, again, sidestep the AI and speak to a human being. Make genuine human connections. You'd be surprised how far a handshake can go. I've actually been thinking about pivoting to another career path. No, I mean, if you want to. There will have to be a universal basic income if AI takes too many jobs. Otherwise, there will be mass revolt and unrest. Perhaps, maybe. I guess it depends on how it manifests itself. The issue with AI and software in general is that tech companies aren't really hiring and all the jobs are being filled internally. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. You gotta actually like bang on the door if you really want to get in there. Like it might even help to like move somewhere that's close to that industry, like move to Silicon Valley if you really, really want it in. Yo, by the way, Ed Herman is a G for rocking that hairstyle. This dude has a straight up fucking... Which dude was it from Street Fighter that had the high top fade like that? I want to say Blanca, but it's not Blanca. Oh my god, what was the guy? Might have been Blanca? No. Shit, I can't remember off the top of my head, but there's the white dude with like the big square top. They're using AI to do a lot of software coding now, bro. Learning to code isn't good advice anymore. I mean, it's probably better than not knowing it. Then you can do your own coding. You're worried about AI replacing software engineers it already has. I don't know what I want to do anymore. Spend all this time getting a CS degree, and I don't want to go back to school. I'm telling you, bro, like You have to get proactive about like putting yourself in front of people. Professional networking is something that I feel is criminally undertaught and underutilized. Go out there on LinkedIn. If you're not going to do it in person, go and do, go and start like connecting with people on LinkedIn. Like that'll help. Ohio Player 500, indeed. This is the 500 subscriber special today, watching The Ultimate Fighter. Absolutely. Congratulations to you on that as well, brother. We're crushing the game. We're neck and neck right now. Who's going to be the next to pull ahead? We'll have to see. I like it. It's healthy. There are no guaranteed careers that are AI proof, bro. Very few. It's impacting many careers, so you just got to hope for the best. Yeah, that is true. That is definitely true. But I mean, I think that it's really more of just like it's adapting. It's how you apply AI. Like AI is not going to take jobs away completely, or I mean, like it's not going to take every job away completely because somebody still has to run the AI and apply the AI to the thing. So like, just find out how AI is being used and like figure out how that fits into whatever you want to do. And again, I'm telling you, get out in front of people in person. You cannot underestimate the value of shaking a person's hand, I swear. You're at 501? Oh, you bastard. All right. I got to up my game. Shit, I got to tap into Myanmar. I got to get a country like Myanmar. Yo, Mexico. Viva Mexico. I got a Mexican flag, shit. I'm kidding. I'm proud of you, Chase. You can become a professional athlete like an MMA fighter. There you go. They won't be replaced by AI. Exactly. Some sports jobs should be replaced by AI, like baseball umpires. Nah, you gotta. If you're gonna have people playing the sport in general, if you're gonna have like a human team, then you need to have human oversight as well. To be honest, having Thailand being a big margin also makes me feel cool because those are real fight guys. Yeah, fair. Very, very good. Very good point. Yeah, facts. Hell yeah, dude. Well, I mean, bro, fucking run up. Like for you with your audience now, bro, you should really be thinking about doing some one. Like you should be streaming some one watch alongs, at least even replays. I guarantee you that you'd have some success watching some of the replays here. Bro, also, when you do your watch along of Tough, can you please make note if the audio is way out of sync? Because, like, after this last commercial break, the audio is way fucked up right now. Yeah, like they just went to the next commercial break and the audio is still playing from the episode right now. It's still going. Okay, now it just ended. Dude, have you seen any of those horrible wrong calls umpires make? It would be so easy to replace that with AI and improve baseball, but it wouldn't improve baseball. It would not improve baseball. It would, to me, the human element is part of it. The same way that referees in the UFC getting calls wrong and stuff is part of the sport. You need to make people better, not use machines to replace people. Because if you're going to replace the oversight of the sport, then just replace the people who are doing the sport too. Have fucking robots doing MMA. I guarantee you that there would be people who would be cool with that, and that's scary as fuck to me. It's literally a small box, so easy to get AI to automatically make the call. Nah, man. You got to keep I'm a human advocate here, pal. I'm Will Smith in iRobot. Making the calls more accurate would improve baseball. Being wrong doesn't have to be part of the sport. Bad take. Nah, see, it's not that though. It's the fact that it's a human being. You are being judged by humans. Humans are the heart of it. Again, like I said, if you want to take the humans out of the oversight, just make it all computers. AI baseball. Just watch some animated baseball. Now, I understand that, Rick Allen, but that's what I'm saying. It's a slippery slope is what I'm saying. Because when do you then start saying, okay, well, if you can improve the oversight of the sport, then how about improving the accuracy of the players by allowing them to wear Google Glass? You know, people wear goggles. You can have, like that little like grid in the goggles or whatever. So now people can tell if it's a ball or a strike easier. Adding computer chips to golf clubs to calculate the strength of your hits, shit like that. I mean, like, it's just you're going down a bad pathway, in my opinion, if you start mixing AI too deep into the actual conducting of the sport itself. That's my point. Because again, you trust me, you don't want to get to the point where there's like AI actually involved in the sport, like in the actual conducting of the sport. If AI umpires happens, then legalize baseball steroids. Yeah, that's maybe a little bit of an apples and oranges kind of thing, I would say. But at the same time, if you do like if it goes past like to the point what I was talking about with like the AI and the glasses and shit, Google Glass type stuff or whatever, the meta fucking glasses that Chase wants for whatever reason. I think that you're taking the humanity out of it. I don't like that. I don't like the idea of humanity being erased by computers just because it's the like easier way to go and makes life a little bit easier for a select group of people. Because with AI, I can see there being a lot of losers and a whole small little very, very select few winners. All right, hold on. The show is back. Let's see if the audio is synced up again. Okay, the audio is back to correct now. There's that whole segment that we just went through where it was out of sync. Very weird. Ah, look at this guy with his lovely wife. And they got a little baby. There you go. As usual. I feel like we've seen the same story from pretty much like 90, actually I take it back. We've seen one story from 50% and another story from the other 50%. The one story is I had a terrible upbringing, a terrible hard life. And then we have, I'm a married guy with a wife, possibly kids, love my life. Those are the two stories. Bro, you're basically a Luddite. You cannot deny technological progress and AI is inevitable. I hate to break it to you. You can deny it in certain instances. I'm not saying that I don't want it, period. I like AI to an extent. I like that there are things that are made easier by AI. I just don't want it to be a full-on replacement for human beings in all capacities. Because the way that people are talking about it, these tech maniacs are saying that AI can replace every job on the planet. Well, I mean, what is life at that point then? I will not consume AI artwork if I can avoid it. I work in marketing. I stay very far away from AI art. If I ever use AI for anything art related, it is only for idea generation. If I find an idea that I like, mock it up with AI, take the idea to an actual artist. Bro, how bad are your highlights if they're showing highlights of you backyard boxing with your cousin? Okay, now we're going to get some real highlights. Oh, maybe not yet. Where is Hurricane? Hurricane fighting? What state is that in? Never heard of Hurricane. I like when smaller gyms get shine on the Ultimate Fighter. That is definitely one thing about the Ultimate Fighter that I appreciate. You got gyms that like have, because I know where I live, there are a couple of well-known gyms that have UFC fighters represented in them, but there are also smaller gyms, and I like to see that the smaller gyms get their just due every once in a while. I also found out that there is a BJJ and kickboxing gym that is very close to my place that I would very much like to join at some point, and might be doing that at some point potentially. Don't want to commit to it just yet, but if things go the way that I'm hoping that they go in my life, that might happen. I like this guy, though. He seems like a very mild-mannered individual. This American here, Mr. Dixon. Also makes a fine cider. If you know, you know. Oh, okay. So his opponent actually has some nice highlights. Oh, man. His opponent is a slugger over here. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, this dude's, is he another? Oh, this is the Lucha guy. Oh, right. Yes. He's a Mexican. Oh, man. I cannot. Dude, I don't know. I can't bet against the Mexican dude. How can you ever bet against a Mexican fighter? Very, very difficult. Unless he's fighting another Mexican dude. They're too tough. Why are you joining a boxing gym to get yourself knocked out? No, to fucking train, man. Like, I'm an old man, brother. I'm not taking any fights. It's a good way to keep yourself fit. You know, I already go to a regular gym. Be nice to work on my striking a little bit, you know? It's always good to have it in your back pocket should you absolutely need it. Not that I anticipate having to use it. But, I mean, if I'm going to fight you, Rick Allen, then obviously I got to get my skills up a little bit more. You know, my fight IQ can only take me so far. Alex Sanchez. Mr. Lucha. Mucha Lucha. Who remembers that show? That's a deep cut right there. Yeah, all right. This dude's not worried about nothing. Let's see if he can get a finish. How far into the episode are we? We got 23 minutes left? Yeah, we might actually get a finish in this fight. Yeah, Matt Dixon is the American here, who seems like a really good dude. I really am not going to be looking forward to seeing him get brutally knocked out by this Mexican gentleman, Alex. But that would be what I would put my money on as an educated guess. You might not have a chance to throw a punch on me when I see you, though. How do you reckon that exactly, Rick Allen? What's your strategy? What is the strat that you bring to the fight? You just gonna try to outspeed me? You're gonna try to be too quick on your feet? You're gonna duck, dip, dodge, and duck? Duck, dip, dive, dodge, duck. I want to know what I should be anticipating, like what I'm in for. I could come up from behind you, bro. You got to keep your head on a swivel. Well, that's not a fair fight then, bro. What, you're going to sucker punch me like a bitch? That's bitch behavior, brother. I was listening to Jay-Z the other day, actually on my drive home from commentating at Real Cage Fighting, and I was reminded of that fantastic line in, what was it, No Love in the City? Where he says, jealousy is a feminine trait. I was like, you know, I need to keep that in mind more. Don't be jealous. You calling Masvidal a bitch? That's the way he approached street fights too, bro. Yeah, absolutely. Dude, I was very open and honest about how I felt about Masvidal doing what he did. Yeah, I thought that was absolutely bitch behavior. I understand why he did it, and it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy in Colby Covington. But for him to go and sucker punch him, yeah, that's not cool. That's definitely not cool. Which is why it is very conflicting, because Jorge Masvidal is a Florida legend and someone that I have a great deal of respect for in almost every other capacity. But when it comes to that, I cannot abide by that. I definitely don't fuck with that. Bro, what is up with these Keanu Reeves AI commercials? This shit is so weird. Multiple Keanu Reeves AI commercials. Very strange. Still have not seen the commercial with Tracy Cortez shaking her ass. I've heard about it a bunch of times. So Askren getting double lung transplant. How did that happen? He catch a cold or some shit? I believe it was staph infection. I believe that it was a really, really bad staph infection that spread very quickly through his system. What a tragedy that ended up being. That is, but amazing that he was able to get the double lung transplant as quickly as he did. I was actually curious about that. I hope that he comes out at some point and kind of tells the story of all of that, because, they went from doing like a GoFundMe, a GoFundMe campaign and them, having to be like insurance denying them the coverage and all that, to him just getting the transplant pretty quickly. And I'm like, man, there are people who are on the transplant list for fucking years. And the fact that he needed both lungs, like, that's some heavy shit, dude. Like, that's real deal shit. That's heavy. How did he get the staff? I believe wrestling. He's still a wrestling coach. He still wrestles all the time. Still trains all the time. So yeah, I think he just got a really bad case of staph when he was training, and it just was very aggressive. Shout out to Ben, man. His life is going to be very, very tough now. As I had mentioned on a previous stream, like, it's not like you just get a new organ and you're just like good to go. Like, he is going to have lifelong medication that he's going to have to take. It's really not pleasant, but obviously it's better than the alternative. So shout out to him. Somebody probably died in a car crash and Ben got his lungs or some shit. Yeah, probably. Something like that. But like I said, a lot of people are on the transplant list, and like generally it can take years sometimes for people to get an organ, let alone two at once. I believe that I had read from his wife posted on social media that they were both from the same donor. So I would suspect that that's probably what happened, but either way, it's just a little bit interesting to me that he was fast tracked like that. Are you on the donor list? Yes, I am. I am an organ donor. Yeah, most definitely. A number of my organs are not eligible to be donated at this point, but I still, any of the ones that are still good enough to be donated, if I'm dead, you're more than welcome to have them. It's crazy how insurance refused to pay for the transplant. Yes, it is. It is fucking absurd. It is absurd. What is the point? Actually, shout out to Charlie, to Moist Critical, who did a video on the Ben Askren situation and what he had to say about that. Because it is absolutely absurd. What the fuck are you paying for if not life-saving transplants? If that's not covered by insurance, then what is insurance for? You're paying all of this money for fucking jack shit. That, like I said, man, I am a proud American and I love this country, but there are some fundamental flaws that we have to deal with as Americans, and our healthcare system is absolutely one of them. And trust me, I know that from experience. It's good for you to know that I'm on the list, so at least I know I'm helping someone once it gets That's funny, Rick. I appreciate that. Yeah, you're more than welcome to put my organs to good use. Hopefully you're an organ donor too. Because after I mercilessly beat you to a pulp, I'll harvest all of those organs and either donate them or sell them on the black market. I know about the Onion browser. I can get to the dark web. I'm not trying to get political, but that's what I hate about America. You have to pay a lot of taxes and then pay all this money for medical expenses. Yeah, exactly. You are taxed through the nose, medical expenses on top of insurance. I mean, God forbid you don't have insurance at all. I mean, I couldn't imagine how anybody who doesn't have insurance, like, what do? You just die. Like, that's your option. You walk into the hospital, they check you out, diagnose what you have. You don't have insurance. They say, oh, well, good luck. And that's it. Like, it's so bad. It's so bad. We get universal health care in Canada. Yes, I know that is the case. I'm not even really necessarily like 100% on board with universal health care. I have heard a lot of like negative sides to that, but all I know is that there is definitely a better system than what we have in the United States right now. There's got to be a better way. Supposedly taxes are used partially for road work, but nothing gets fixed. So what's my money being used for? Bro, John, facts. That's absolute facts. In fact, they finally completed some road work by me, and I was amazed. I was like when I have to drive about like 25 minutes to get to Vitzking's house each way. And like part of my drive home, they actually like completed some road work. And I was like, what is happening right now? Completed road work? I felt like I was in Bizarro World. So yeah, you're absolutely right. What the fuck is any of our money actually getting used for? It's insane. I wonder if DC will bring Habib or Islam as a guest coach later on. That's a good question, Andy. Maybe. That'd be kind of cool, right? All those Dagestani guys, maybe. Habib might still have some travel restrictions if you know about all that stuff. Habib was on the naughty list. Speaking of taxes, did a little bit of coverage on that a couple months ago. But it would be cool if they did. I believe that Islam was on an episode of The Ultimate Fighter, not as a coach, but like he was just there in the PI. Actually, I think that was season 31, the redemption season. Yeah, I think he was there training. Like there are roads in my area that have been broken for years, and they just now started work, and it's probably going to take months for that to be fixed. Yeah, years, bro. Where I live in Central Florida, there's a highway called I-4. It is literally the most dangerous road in the United States. Look that up. That's an actual fact. I have to drive that very regularly. And they did an expansion project on that, part of which was recently completed. That expansion project had been started when I was 2 jobs ago. And they just finished one part of it. And it's still got a lot more to go. It's like a never-ending project. Big Onk, Raul Rosas Jr. versus Rob Font in the works for Noche. Fucking awesome. I love that fight. Finally a real test for Raul. You know? It's about time for that kid to, like, be pressed, you know? I appreciate that they've been kind of, like, pacing him a little bit because he is so young, and he did take that loss in his first fight. But, like, I feel like he's been shown to be a little bit more human the longer that I see him fight. Not the last fight, but the fight before that. His fight at Noche was one where I was like, he's showing some cracks in the armor. So I think a guy like Rob Font is the exact guy to go out there and teach this young kid what this game is really all about. So I like that fight. Also, I saw the preview of the Dricus and Hamzat card, and that card looks stacked as fuck. Also, the next UFC event, the next fight night, the Nashville card is stacked as fuck. Shout out to Sarah Toby, lovely Sarah, who's going to be out there in Nashville, because that card is turning into a fucking monster card. We went over the fights that are on it on the podcast last night, and I was like, man, this is a really good card. The first fight of the night is fucking Fatima Klein versus Melissa Martinez. That's a fantastically banger fight. Gabriel Bonfim, Steve Garcia, and Taliesin. Yeah, dude. Exactly. This is what I'm talking about, dude. There's like some massive names on this card. I can't wait to do the predictions on that one because it's going to be a lot of fun to go over those fights. I'm really hyped for that event. UFC Abu Dhabi card in July is fire too. What's the main event of that one? Have they announced that yet? I don't know if I've been keeping so far ahead tabs just yet. But good to know. And we got the fucking Contender Series coming up. God damn it, I'm not going to have time for anything, bro. Rip videos on this channel. Oh, that's RDR versus Rob. Yes, that is banger right there. Yeah, that's going to be a good one. I think RDR is going to be able to be a problem for Rob. After seeing what Hamzat did to Rob, I love Rob Whitaker. He's one of my absolute favorite people in this sport, but god damn did he let me down against Hamzat. And I think that RDR has a skill set that might not be as fast to the draw as Hamzat, but I think RDR might be able to be a guy that gives some problems to Rob, sadly. Sad to say. The co-main is Movsar versus Aaron Pico. Yeah. All right. Well, you know what I feel about guys coming into the organization from elsewhere, so we'll have to see. But Movsar, pretty goddamn good. Another dude like Bilal is having to work his way in. All right, it's fight time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's watch this fight. Matt Dixon versus Alex Sanchez here. Oh, and the audio's out of sync again. Hey, fucking weird. This episode's been weird. All right, Dixon starting off with some nice pressure. A couple good shots there. Yeah, the audio being out of sync, you can't like hear the impact sounds now like properly. That sucks. Nice jab from Dixon. Sanchez looking a little jittery with his hand fighting here. He's got his back to the cage. Yeah, it finally circles out a little bit, but like his back was to the cage and he was just kind of like patting away at Dixon's hands. That's not smart. Ooh, nice one by Dixon there. Good land. Had Sanchez's head spinning for a second. Yeah, they're calling for straight punches. I think that if they're calling Dixon to just punch straight, that's the exact right thing he should be doing. That jab was connecting nicely. Dixon is keeping beautiful control right now. Nice head movement to get out of the way of Sanchez's strike. Nice elbow in the clinch. Dixon fighting really nicely right now. Clinched up on the cage here. Dixon pushing around. Yep, saying watch the fingers. Got to be careful of that. It did look like he poked him in the eye a little bit, but they fight on. Oh, yep. Dixon is being first to all of these exchanges. I am liking the way that Dixon is coming out in this fight. Yeah, they're just kind of stalking here. Yeah, Sanchez needs to get himself into this fight. He's barely thrown anything. Yeah, counters to the body, nothing doing. Nice body shot from Dixon. Dixon's doing a great job of getting himself out of the way of the strikes. Like, his boxing is looking pretty sharp right now. Yeah, kind of a poorly timed kick there for Dixon, but that one was better. That one landed nicely. Right to the body. Yeah, Dixon with some decent kickboxing overall. Nice shuffle in there. Up. Dixon takes a poke to the eye, but he fights on. He doesn't even want the stop. Everybody needs to watch the fingers. Close your fucking hands. Ooh, nice 1-2 for Dixon. Oh, and a third. Dixon laying on some good shots here. I like it. He goes in, gets a few shots, and then gets himself out of danger. Now it just weirdly doubled back. This episode, the stream has been weird for this episode, bro. Find that chin, Alex. Yes, I'm sure he's trying. Oh, nice uppercuts. Yo, this Matt Dixon is fucking working right now. Yeah, Alex is not finding the chin whatsoever. Oh! Yo, so much for the Mexican chin. Matt fucking Dixon. And I'm proud to be an American. Damn. Should have gone with my countryman over here. Knockout KO. Damn. Matt Dixon must be the real fucking deal if he just knocked out this Mexican dude. We know what that chin is usually like. Yeah, Matt put him to sleep is right, bro. That really was nice. I was saying his boxing looked great that entire fight. That guy might be a bit of a problem. DC saying you can't back up. That's what fucking Sanchez was doing the entire fight. He looked like he never was in this fight. I don't know if he was just nervous or what was going on with him, but he looked a lot better in training than he looked in that fight. He really just did not look like in the element. Dixon, on the other hand, looked so comfortable in there. Yeah, Alex was backing up the entire time. Yo, Andy or Ankh, is the sync of the audio off for you guys too? Because it is like so noticeably bad right now. It went back for the after the previous commercial break, and now it's off again. It's just not good. But yeah, that was really, really nice. Yeah, Chael making a good point. The Dixon was mixing up the shots nicely too, going to the body, nice uppercuts, shots over the top. That jab was working. That's been happening a bit. Yeah, all right, cool. I'm glad it's not just me because I was like, man, ESPN Plus is fucking them. I swear to God, ESPN Plus they're done with the UFC, bro. They know the rights deal is over. They don't give a fuck about UFC anymore. Like, they have been taking the product off of the platform. They are not happy with pay-per-view sales. Like, they're making it very difficult, like, to be a fan and fuck with this platform. This platform has always sucked. I've been some of the earliest content on Yamma was about how much I hate ESPN Plus. But like, it really seems like they just don't give two shits at all anymore. Team Sonnen is back on track. Yeah, that has been nice this season to see that like both teams are having success. Because I remember on the Ultimate Fighter 31 when Connor's team was all losers. Connor's team could not get a single win. Team Chandler was crushing that season. It got to the point where they were going to have to switch people onto the other team just to keep it so that there was actual competition between teams. We're going to have team members fighting team members at one point. Luckily, Connor finally got himself a win. DC laying down the law right now. I can appreciate that. Hell yeah, dude. Yo, hey, DC, based DC right now. DC not happy about that dude backing up in there. Not going in and advancing. Yeah. No, hey, I like it, bro. I like it. I think DC is absolutely correct. So Sonnen and Cormier are going to fight at the end of this. Where in UFC? Nah, yeah, that's the thing. That's why the season is also a little bit bullshit. Because, yeah, they're not going to fight. They said that in the beginning of the show. They're like, obviously, these guys aren't going to fight. I'm like, bullshit. Then why are they coaching? Because that's what I was saying in general with this episode. It's like, or the season rather. Like, you have DC and Chael, two of the funnier guys in this sport, neither of which are overly like utilized in a comedic way on this series, and they're not going to fight each other. So what the fuck is the point of having these guys on here? Now, I mean, granted, I love them both, and I think that DC, like I said, I thought he gave some great advice there. I mean, or great tough love, so to speak. And he's a great coach. Both of them are great coaches. But, like, get actual active fighters to be coaches. I don't get it. My TV sync is fine, but garbage ESPN plus ads I have to fast forward through or it delays your live. Okay. Yeah, that might be what it is. They just recently switched the advertisement distribution mechanism, so that could be fucking with it. I don't know. Who cares? Connor caused his guys to lose by partying. Yeah. He certainly was cracking out that proper 12 a whole bunch. Seeing Chael and DC fight would be entertaining, though they are old. Now, hell yeah, it would be. The fact that they're old would be what would make it entertaining. Oh, they're going to be showing off UFC BJJ on The Ultimate Fighter. That's a nice little cross promotion. I'm okay with that. The Ultimate Fighter is a place for cross promotion. Like, if they took the fighters to go see, like, WWE, I would be like, okay, I don't like WWE and pro wrestling mixing over into MMA, but that would be an okay, like, connection of the two. Hey, Rob Whittaker, we were just talking about you. Rob's ears must have been burning. Jack Hermanson should do UFC BJJ. Well, I certainly think that maybe striking might be something he'd want to avoid after that knockout. He's lucky he's going to be able to do anything anymore. Oh, man. Rip Jack. Rip Jack. Also a cool producer name. Drake-type beat produced by Rip Jack. All right. Looks like that will do it for The Ultimate Fighter. Although, for some reason, there's still 5 minutes left in this broadcast, so I'll let it run out, but... yeah, great knockout. That's what I took away from this episode. Yet again, you had a little bit of two dudes jawing at each other, both the Brazilian guys. You know, nothing too major going on as far as life stories go, and a really nice knockout for the American Matt Dixon. Those are your takeaways. So yeah, I don't really know what we've got 4+ minutes left here. We'll see if there's anything on the other side of the ad break, but I believe that that's it. So, I mean, now that we're seeing these guys, it's getting closer and closer to us finding out who's going to actually be doing the 3-rounders. Looking forward to that. These 2-round fights are fun, but, you know, I want actual 3-round fights. Come on. I want real deal. That's why I can't wait for the Contender Series. I was talking about that a little earlier, too, how we've got the Contender Series starting up in August, I believe. So it's like we're going to be pretty much ending The Ultimate Fighter and going right into the Contender Series, and I'm just like, oh, bro, I'm never going to have any time for anything. It's okay, though. I love it. If there's anything I love, it's the Contender Series. The Contender Series may be my favorite thing in all of MMA. Like, I love seeing the Contender Series, the hungrier fighters out there trying to prove themselves, put it all on the line kind of thing. Like, if you don't get a knockout or a submission in the Contender Series, like, you're kind of a little upset. And they all know that. So they go out there gunning. That I can appreciate. All right. If there is not a Ultimate Fighter related thing at the end of this ad break, then I think that's where we are going to end things. And I believe that that is the case here. Yep, your event has ended. Nice. Nice that they put a very large ad break right before the end screen to let you know that the event has ended. Glad I sat through all of that additional advertising. I hope Dixon continues to win. Would like to see him in the finals. Bro, with boxing like that, I could not agree more. That guy was really, really sharp. I really liked his box. I mean, now, granted, we didn't see any ground game, so that's always the big question is how can he conduct himself on the ground, or how will he conduct himself on the ground? But if as far as stand-up goes, that guy was sharp. Like, his boxing was really, really nice. So, you know, granted, he also did not have a lot of opposition coming back at him from Alex Sanchez there, who DC was very unhappy with, and I can see why with that performance. But yeah, I would like to see him in the finals too. I think he looked really, really good in that fight. So that being said, everybody, I know that these are a little bit shorter of streams, but I appreciate hanging out with you. And if you have not had enough Ultimate Fighter tonight, you might go over to youtube.com/@cpsmalls and hang out with my buddy Chase, who I believe is going to be starting his own watch along of The Ultimate Fighter coming up here in just a little bit. And I'm going to jump over and chill in the chat over there. Rare instance of me hanging out in the chat. So if you want to hang with your boy a little bit more, you can hang out with Chase as well. That's youtube.com/@cpsmalls. I will see you over in Chase's chat if he does, in fact, do the watch along tonight. So if not, I think he'll do it tomorrow, and I'll try to catch him then as well. But I might be recording Yama tomorrow, fingers crossed. So we'll see about that. But either way, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for helping me and us reach 500 subscribers on this channel. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. The support is tremendous, and we are just getting started. There's going to be so much other cool stuff going on this channel. I promise you, this is only the beginning. So thank you very much for the support thus far. Keep doing just that. Make sure you're liking the streams and the videos and commenting and all that stuff. It really helps in the algorithm. And have a great rest of your night. You know, I appreciate you all. Ankh, John Dong, Andy, Victoria, who checked in over on Kick. Appreciate you. Ohio Player, as always. All you guys, you make it worthwhile every time. So thank you very much. Have a great rest of your night. See you over in Chase's chat if he does it tonight. And as always, people, fight on.
Hey.